Got some Mass Effect Andromeda going on here. Did a, not necessarily a quick start.
Every great moment in our history began with a dream. Each bold leap forward was achieved by those willing to do anything to attain it. We are, all of us, leaving behind families, homes, the very birthplace of our species. Some for discovery, to see the unknown. Others for a new start. But today, whatever our reasons, we take the first steps toward a new future for humanity. Today, we begin to make our dream reality.
Look at that shit. Two things I gotta warn you all about. One is, if you hear the mic click on and off, it's because I've either got something going on in the background or I'm just vaping. And I don't think y'all want to hear all that extra noise. And then, two, I've played the game already. I've beaten it, actually, and I'm like halfway through on my second playthrough. My main account is, or my main character rather, is basically trying to max out all the trees rather than specialize in one thing and see what level you need to be to cap everything out. So that's my side project, so to speak, as well as, you know, what weapons are good for and whatnot. But I wanted to do this playthrough. It's kind of like a reactionary type thing, even though nothing's really a surprise to me, and, you know, give my inputs on what could be improved and what's perfectly fine where it's at. And this playthrough is actually on the PS4 Pro with the 1 terabyte hard drive and slightly upgraded specs compared to the regular PS4. So it is not in 4K. I just did the standard HDMI.
We made it. Deep breaths. You're gonna want to take it easy.
I've been taking it easy for 600 years.
Ryder, Scott, Recon Specialist, Pathfinder Mission Team.
Pathfinder team, eh? The ones finding us a home.
Can you make it somewhere tropical? Nice, warm ocean, summer year-round?
How about we get him a cup of coffee first?
The selection process saw the Andromeda Initiative evaluate thousands of potential habitable planets within the galaxy.
Scott Ryder, let's get you checked out. Look here.
After discovering an unusually high ratio of potential candidates for golden worlds, the Helios cluster was selected as our destination. Now you are a part of the first wave of arcs arriving in Andromeda, our new home for humanity.
Makes it sound so easy, doesn't it?
Emotional, logical, casual, and professional. My first playthrough is based mostly off of logical and casual. No, professional and logical. So the top right and bottom right. My second playthrough I did is Sarah Ryder, because, and I'll get into that a little bit more here in a bit. But with her, I was doing more emotional and casual. And there's a slight difference, and you get one or two extra dialogues of difference between what you answer. But in reality, it all leads down the same line. I have yet to see any drawback to these answers. But I think we'll go with the same thing I did before.
Even if it isn't, we'll be ready.
I hope so.
You know something?
Word came down. The Pathfinder wants you all mission ready within the hour. Look this way?
Why the rush?
He didn't say. But something's up. Okay, everything checks out. Just one more thing before I send you on your way. Let's test your SAM implant. Sam, are you monitoring? Sam, are you online?
Yes, Dr. Taparo. Good morning, Ryder. Are you feeling well?
I feel like a 600-year-old popsicle. I hope we packed more coffee.
Readings confirmed. Based on the levels of adenosine in your system, the neural implant is functioning properly.
Wait, adeno what?
It just means you're still shaking off your nap. No reason why we can't get you on your way. Though you may want to hang around while we revive your sister, it always helps to see a familiar face.
I don't like the sound of that.
What's happening?
It broke free.
Just hang on!
Engineering, report. Try to brace yourself.
Remedy cryobase offline.
Careful of the
I'm almost
syringe.
inside. Hold on.
Now watch Dr. Taparo's face.
This is Cora. I'm at the cryo bay. Brace for a reset.
Alright, what she says,
Everyone
which is...
okay? I think so.
What happened?
We're not sure. Sensors are scrambled. But it's good to see you're up. Feels like centuries since we spoke.
This is the Pathfinder.
That joke gets old
Mission team
quick.
continued preparations. Cora, Riders, report to the bridge.
You heard him. Let's get...
We have a problem over here. It's Sarah Ryder.
So for those that are curious, and I wanted to get this said in the first episode, strictly because
What's
I have a
wrong?
small channel,
I don't know. Have to check it.
I don't expect a lot of people to make it to like the third episode or fourth episode, but what New Game Plus provides for you, and I think this is actually really cool, is when you beat the game and you select New Game Plus, almost everything carries over. The armor you currently have, the weapons you currently have, your level, your specs, so all your talents that you've already trained in, all that carries over. And here's where it gets really cool. Any of your research data that you've already completed, that carries over too. However, stuff that you've scanned and gotten the research data from, that resets. So like, let's say, oh, I don't have my scanner yet, but let's say we scan this screen right here and you got 100 Milky Way points. Once you hit New Game Plus and you come back to this spot in this very scene, you could rescan this screen again and get yet another 100 Milky Way points. And I think that's really cool that BioWare did that, because you're essentially maximizing the amount of data research you can find and therein use as research and development, which is kind of nice. So without further ado, let's go ahead and
Still in stasis. Vitals look good.
get on with the story.
Scott,
Is my sister okay?
Sarah's fine. Her vitals are strong. But the revival procedure was interrupted.
When can she wake up?
We don't want to rush it. Sam,
My connection to Sarah's implant was suspended. However, her pulse, respiration, and brain activity are all normal.
to be on the safe side, we'll need to keep her in a low-level coma for a while. Then let her body regain consciousness naturally. She'll be fine.
Glad to hear it.
Thanks, Lexi. Keep us updated. Ryder, I'll wait for you at the door whenever you're ready to go.
Now, my
Turn upside down. Enjoy your nap, Ryder? Don't think I'll need sleep for the rest of my life.
Maybe in a...
Hey there. Hell of a wake-up call, huh? Didn't expect that first thing out of stasis.
Makes two of us. Hang in there.
Gravity loss means something tripped the generators. Broken.
Like, morning, Ryder. Or afternoon. Or... I don't know.
yeah.
You ready?
What's wrong?
Now here are my first thoughts for
Up here! Whatever hit the arc fried everything. We have to balance the power load or it could explode.
But we don't know where the fault is.
for Andromeda. And where I do agree. Oh, excuse me. Where I do agree that it gets fairly boring. You know, the first few hours of gameplay. Once you've gotten further than the first 10 hours of the game, that's when the story starts picking up. And unfortunately it's not like a book, and that's usually how I base all of my experience with games on, is if I can't get past the first 2 chapters of a book, then I won't finish it. And I have a very short attention span, so if it doesn't pick up and it's not interesting right off the bat, then I tend to take the game or the said book back to where it came from. And
that was close. Barely in Andromeda, and we're already.
But in this case, you know, I really like BioWare's storyline, and I usually tend to give it a shot. The only time that I didn't give it a shot was
take us to the bridge.
Inquisition, because there was too many prerequisites to carry on the storyline. It's like you had to do this to get the Inquisition points in order to buy this mission, or however it was. It was a while back, and I don't remember exactly how it was, but it got really tedious really quick.
Report. We're drifting. Flight controls aren't responding.
First priority is stopping these outages.
Mainline power's been knocked out. We're on reserves, Captain. They won't last.
What's our position?
Unknown. We lost telemetry.
Sam, we need eyes out there.
Attempting to adjust sensor array.
Alec, please. You may be Pathfinder, but this is my ship.
Captain, the protocol's clear. In the absence of communication with the Nexus or the other arcs, we proceed to our appointed Golden World. Solid ground.
If it's even out there. Nobody said anything about running into an energy cloud, and that's just a wild guess what we hit. Alec, I need to assess the damage. Stop the bleeding. We've got 20,000 people asleep on this ship. Let's give them a chance to wake up.
Can you blame her?
Now, see, here's an example of it doesn't really matter which way you go, it just slightly changes the dialogue. So if I prefer solid ground, your character will say something along the lines of, I don't know, solid ground sounds pretty good right now. And then your father turns around and goes, pretty good isn't good enough. But if I say it's her call, he'll say something along the lines of, well, she's the captain, I think she gets the final word. Right when Cora's about to start talking, he cuts in and goes, it's not about having the final word. So either way, he cuts you off and puts you and Cora in your place, and then the story continues on. It makes no real effect as to what's about to happen, just some slight dialogue change.
She is the captain. I think she gets the final word.
Well, he might.
This isn't about having the final word.
Yes, sir.
We're coming through.
PlayStation